beer do I want to try next?
Beer time with the beer man.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you guys doing today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? Well, I've been out of commission for a little bit. I'm feeling a little better today. Figured I would stick with the schedule on the Wednesday one. But I forgot to do something. Hold on one sec. So, what the hell? There it is. All right. So we're going over the sweet stout, milk stout today. It was what I had in the fridge. It's a lower percentage. I'm kind of trying to stick with low pros for a little while. I'm really, really blurry. High five. High five. Come on, get out of this blur thing. Fucking camera. All right. So, trying to get back into it, but it's I'm just taking it slowly. I'm actually getting buzzed off one or two beers again, so it's kind of nice. Couple, 2 or 3 beers, I'm good to go. Let me catch up with comments in case anyone's there. Okay, that's cool. I also need to do something though, so let me do this. And let me get something else here. All right, that works. Okay, so, hey, Bumpy, what's up? Cheers, man. All right, so the sweet stout, milk stout. I was unfamiliar with lactose and adding it, so I figured I'd do a little special on this. I had a sweet stout, let's say a milk stout in the fridge. So I figured I'd do that today. Information I got here is from BJCP and from learn.kegerator.com and other various locations on the net. You can find those links in my description. Moose Gal, cheers. How you doing? All right. Thanks, guys, for being here. So a little history on these. As you can see, I got a few banners and stuff, moccasins, milk stout, so-and-so. Here, I'll blow it up a little more so you can see it. Massey's beer, just it's a British beer. It's a British style. It's English style. So I've got the British flag up there just for the hell of it. And what am I trying to get at here? One sec, I'm trying to search around. All right. Tired? Yeah, so am I. Just sipping on a beer here while I'm chatting. So a little history. A beer style that is sweet with little bitterness and some subtle hints of coffee and chocolate. Also called a milk or cream stout, which is a traditional English style. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. Often brewed with a portion of lactose or milk sugar, which is just an unfermentable sugar that sweetens your beer. Has nothing to do with your ABV. You can make your beer as big as you want it. And we'll actually let me go over the history, and then we'll go over lactose. A little bit on lactose, which is unfermentable, creates a beer with sweetness and a fuller, richer body. It can be made without adding lactose also. You just add more caramel to it, sweeten it up. During the 1800s, milk was actually blended with darker beer in order to make a milder and more nutritious beer, which is where we're going here. You get milk stout. You get as good for the well and strong as for the convalescent. But so a little history as it keeps going. It's a lot of history, actually. Stouts evolved out of the porter style, which started in the early 1700s. The word stout was used as a descriptor, was being used back in the 1600s, and they would basically consider stout to be strong, the word meaning strong or strength. It was common during the late 1800s for milk to be added to both porters and stouts, allowing brewers to advertise it as healthy, nutritious, like I have here. They become popular among the English labor force as a midday pick-me-up. It was also advertised as a nourishing tonic for nursing mothers. It was even prescribed by doctors up until the 1950s. I didn't put my pictures up of a nursing mother and all that stuff, so, oh well. Prescribed by doctors, though, until the 1950s. Though at the time they would say it's nutritive, they lacked the knowledge, as milk sugar itself does not have the nutrition of whole milk. In 1946, British authorities even passed a law forbidding the use of milk in beer labeling because it gave a large false perception to the customers. Very, 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 very flippin' interesting. Wow. Hey, guys, cheers. Vanessa Kitty, how you doing? Cheers. Do we have a matching watch list? Ronald Sutton, how you doing? Lactose is a baby laxative. Also a cup for Coke. God, thanks. This is Sea Life. How you doing, Sea Life? Cheers. Lactose is also the pesky protein involved in lactose intolerance when drink. Yeah, you probably don't want to drink this if you're lactose intolerant. Nice to see you, Moose. Hell yeah. Vanessa, good to see you guys. Thank you for your support. Thanks for being here. So just kind of going down the line here, let's go to the quick characteristics real quick. Appearance, dark brown to opaque, black with a creamy tan head. Aroma, cream-like malty sweetness with notes of coffee and chocolate, or chocolate, and both. Low hoppy aromas, low to medium fruity aromas, small amount of diacetyl possible. Diacetyl is possible. That's that buttery popcorn thing. It's actually acceptable in small amounts. Flavor should be a pretty well-rounded beer between the aroma, flavor, hops, malt, this, that. Dark roasted maltiness with possible notes of coffee or chocolate and chocolate. Medium to high sweetness, medium hoppy bitterness, low to medium fruity esters, low diacetyl, and sweet balance and dry finish. A lot like the aroma. Mouthfeel, low to medium carbonation, full body with high amounts of unfermented sugars. Sweetens that baby up. Of course, like I said, you can go with just grain for this. You don't have to add milk, sugar. For those that are lactose intolerant, you would probably get a bigger crowd of people drinking your beers if they are. So it's all a matter of adding extra caramel to it to sweeten it up and kind of give it that idea that it's a sweet beer. In the body, I guess, would be another thing. But let's go. Give you a little information here. Vital stats, IBUs 20 to 40. SRMs 30 to 40, very dark brown. OGFG gives you about in the range of a 4 to a 6%. BUGU, the balance, bitterness unit, gravity unit balance between the malt and the hop should be 0.58, but it can be anywhere from, 0.5 to 0.7. In that range, it's tolerable. Food pairings, anything chocolate, aged cheddar, Swiss brie, cheeses, game meats. Duck is a good one. Nice greasy game meats. Pheasant is really good with this, I've read. I like stouts and port. I love them too. I think they're very delicious. Middle for what's up, Paul? Cheers, man. Glassware, mug or nonic pint glass. I have a nonic 8-ounce glass. Serve it at 48 to 50 degrees. These are just some examples of some that they have. Left Hand I've had. It's a pretty good one. They had a peanut butter milk stout as well. It's pretty decent. Yeah, so let me see. What does the BJCP classify this as? The BJCP classifies the sweet stout beer style under category number 16. Take in mind that BJCP is just a judging platform. Their information is accurate, but it's only accurate. You know what I mean? Like, they can only put so much information about history, this, that. There's so much more stuff you can find. But for the judge, for the person who's wanting to judge the beer, and for the person who's wanting to compete, you would want to go by the BJCP guidelines. Category number 16 is a dark British beer, is what they have it under. And it can be found in the guidelines as subcategory 16A. Other beer styles under the category include oatmeal stout, tropical stout, and foreign extra stout. A non-existent glass. A nice hearty omelet would go well with this. Heck yeah, it would. With a lot of nice sharp cheddar. Or aged cheddar. Some kind of aged salty cheddar. Omelet and beer. Sounds really good. I'm hungry right now. I have a non-existent pint glass. Okay. What is this information? I don't even know. Okay, so the mash. The mash on this. We can go over that. No, let's go over this for okay, let's go over this. I thought I lost it. So what does lactose do for the beer? Because lactose is unfermentable by brewers, use lactose added to a beer makes the final product sweeter, fuller, and creamier. Adding lactose will not change the alcohol content, only the beer's character. Do you have to use lactose? A sweet stout does not have to use lactose. You can substitute it by using larger portions of caramel crystal malt. Okay? Try and bump. Beer man, don't you like beer and cheese? I do. I had to make some changes in my life. Trying to cut out a lot of the streaming stuff. I'm kind of keeping this one on because I plan to brew beer eventually here when I get my brewery, so it's kind of going to coincide with that. But no offense to anyone. It's just I had to make some changes, had some physical disabilities earlier in the week that I'm getting better. So thanks. I'm glad I'm glad you would want to go to that, though. Maybe it'll start up again in the future. I don't know. I do like beer and cheese, though. I do. I already miss it, actually. All right, so the mash. Single infusion mash with saccharification temps between 152 156 for 60 minutes. This is just a single infusion, a very compared to decoctions, compared to rests and stuff like that, protein rests and all those kinds of rests. You just do a single infusion. You're doing a 3-step, boom, boom, boom. I fly sparge when I do it. I don't batch sparge, so I do. It does take a little longer, I think. I'm not sure. Actually, I've never done batch sparging, so you answer that. How much shorter is batch sparging or longer than fly sparging? Tell me that. You can check it has fully converted by using iodine. That's just a check thing. You can also probably taste it to see how sweet it is. If black, not converted. If reddish brown, you got a full conversion. You can go ahead and start sparging. Higher mash temp will leave more unfermentable sugar, so you want to be in the higher temp range if you have a low starting gravity. Using a higher attenuating yeast or when relying purely on malt for sweetness. Fly sparge for 60 minutes or until all calculated wort is in the boil kettle. Boil for 60 minutes if you can get all of it in there. Depends on your efficiency. Boil for 60 minutes. So it's 60, 60, 60 in a fly sparge method for a single infusion. Adding bittering hops are your big ones. Those are the you don't want to really add. You don't want to add actually any flavor aroma hops in this. Of course, add Irish moss 15 minutes before the end of the boil. Fermentation process: cool your wort quick as you can and aerate by whipping or stirring, agitating. 67 to 70 degrees is where you want to pitch it. Ferment for 2 weeks or until it's done bubbling and doing its thing, until it's done being active. The yeast I'm using is a high. The flocculation rate's pretty high, so it's gonna stop pretty quick, leaving a lot of sugars around. So you can rack or you can condition for additional few weeks as well. So grain bill. Beer man, my friend said beer and cheese isn't a thing. Well, it is. I mean, it's like wine and beer. You know that, or excuse me, wine and cheese is kind of where everyone thought that it worked, but it really does work well. You can ask a lot of people that I've had on the panel, Bumpy being here, and people that have watched. It really does work with a lot of beer. I mean, even when to think of, there's a lot of things that pair well with beer. Even though back in the Roman days, wine was your thing. It was the higher class beverage that people all had, and the peasants all had the beer. So I don't know. I guess maybe wine and cheese might be a better choice, but beer and cheese seem to work for me. Grain bill, 60 to 80% English. This is what you want to, if you're going to build this recipe, you want to look at these kinds of things, I guess. These are the things that you want to look at. 60 to 80% English pale malt. I'm using Maris Otter. 10 to 15% mid-range Lovibond or caramel crystal, basically where it's been roasted at, the colors, the flavors, how it'll have different Lovibond, Lovibond, top of my head. Lavabond. 10% of black malt, black patent malt, roasted malt, and roasted barley. And now with that, you want to separate them. So I have here at ABC about 4% or less of black malt, 2% chocolate, 4% roasted barley of your grain bill. Use 3 to 4 specialty malts. Keep it simple. Sometimes people can go a little overboard. Hey, thanks, Moose Cow. Right on. I don't have my picture up here. Use 3 to 4 specialty malts is what they recommend, at least where I read. Keep it simple. 2% flaked barley was my fourth one. I used the 3 black malt, chocolate, roasted barley, and flaked barley, or flaked wheat, but 2% is what I use in flaked barley on this one. Hop schedule. English hops such as Fuggles, East Kent Goldies, EKG, Target, Challenger, Pilot, or any other several available. There's lots of them. Going American, one may also use Cascade, Nugget, Cluster. Note, BUGU is between 0.5 and 0.7. Use little, if any, aroma additions. Stick primarily with bittering at 45 to 60 minutes. You start hitting the 30-minute mark in the boil, it starts to get flavor, all that stuff. So you kind of want to stay at least 45 and up, I would imagine, with the bittering. So yeah, that's a big, what's this say? I can't read it. Oh, the yeast. I can't, it's so small. I had to make things tiny. Note, English yeast variety with low attenuation below 75. This helps keep more of the malt sweetness and has a higher flocculation rate, or basically how fast the yeast get full. They don't die, they just get full and drop. Or you can eat, or can't eat anymore. Sugar's leaving sweetness behind. Wye yeast, some good examples are Wye yeast, the Whitbread Ale, which is what I'm using today, or Irish Ale 1084, White Labs Irish Ale WLP004, or British Ale WLP005. Dry yeast, fermented Sapphire or SO4, Danstar Nottingham Ale. I've actually used the Danstar Nottingham. That's really good dry yeast, actually, for this particular style too. See what you here. Let me go real quick to. You can also call me Christina if you wish. Christina, all right, I like that. I'm Steve, by the way. I usually forego. Nice to meet you, Christina. I usually forego black patent for one of the Carafa specials, either 2 or 3. I find patent too burnt. Yes, you're right. And I was debating that. I thought that it was too a little bit burny tasting, a little bit too high kiln for me. Well, as Patton was saying, you can see it does kind of look like it would be cut with that particular drug. Let's get back to this. All right. Well, I'm gonna do a review, but first let me get up with you guys for a moment and kind of drink this sucker down before I get going. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is what I have. I didn't have ice packs, so I had to use my wife's meat that she had in the freezer. All right, so let's go to this camera here. So can I call you Delia? Who Goosed the Moose by Harry Longfinger. Oh my God, guys. All right, so this one is very hard to read, called The Bad Light. It's a milk stout. It's a 4.4. We can go from 4 to 6% with this style. So it's right on the slim, where mine's around 5.8 today. So I always go for the higher, and I don't like low crushable beers for some reason. Town Series. This is Three Magnets Brewing, and they are out of, shoot, I can't read anything on here. Thought they were from Washington. Yeah, they're from Washington. Oh my God, can you please fix your label, people? Olympia, Washington, so close to me, about 3 or 4 hours away. Oh, they are. They look like the devil. Here, let me fix that. I look like the devil. Oh, there we go. Thanks. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, hell yeah, dude. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man? Cheers. Careful, there's a giant behind you. There is a giant beer man. Oh, shit. So Three Magnets, Olympia, Washington, not too far from me. Had some of their beers. They're hit and miss. You didn't hear me say that, Three Magnets. Please send me free beer. 4.4%. This isn't a bad beer, actually. It's you'll find out. It's really good. But I got a little 8-ounce Nonic. I'm just gonna throw it in. But let's go. What's the date on this one? It's 11/1/20, so about a month old. All right. So that label sucks, by the way. Fix your label. I'll be quite blunt about that, especially for people with glasses and can't see. I haven't been to the optometrist in a long time. Okay, so you can see it's a dark beer. It's a dark brown beer, let's say. You got me right there. You can see me in the big there. Okay. So we got it poured. It's got a loose head, a loosey-goosey head, kind of an oily head. Poured just under a finger. Glass is dirty, of course, right in the ridge there, right where the holder of the glass is. Dark, opaque, black beer. Definitely probably within the 30 SRM range or so, 25, 30. It has a lighter color at the bottom. You can kind of get the dark chocolate look down there. Going for the nose. Cheers. Oh, see, this has baker's chocolate. You're getting kind of like a brown bready, and then you're getting a brown sugar kind of like a brown sugar. You're getting that like burnt toast kind of like that black patent is what I'm getting out of this. It's kind of a charcoaly black, like the black patent's kind of charcoaly and bitter. in its own. So I wonder how this works. I didn't even pay attention to that. I'll pay attention to it with the hops and stuff. Chocolate, baker's chocolate, a little bit of coffee, a little espresso grind. Like that. Have you ever done French press your coffee grinds? And you get that, it's just that real earthy. You press it, you cool it in the fridge. I used to do this a lot and put it into my my boiler or whatever at the end on like some stouts or whatever, giving it that coffee earthy. It kind of gives it more in the porters, like it gives it more of like an earthy kind of feel. As I put my nose, the chocolate's really nice. That like a toasted burnt bread, like toast, like a rich, let's say a number 7.5 or 8 on the dial on your toaster with wheat bread. All right, let's go for the, and the nose, really nice. For a 4.4, this has got some real nice stuff to it. Cheers. Okay, it's got the crushable light feel to it. Not watery, but it's got that light crushable feel. But it also has, it's got more of a thirst quencher, more of a medium light body. Yeah, medium lightish, maybe more medium. Cheers. Bamboo, what's up, man? Cheers, man. Miscellaneous, what's going on? Cheers, man. All right. Yeah, so, yeah. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you. Christina was your name? I gotta go back. Let me see. I forgot. Yeah, I remember now. Okay. Christina. All right, cool. So, yeah. Taste it again. Kind of a medium, like fast carbonation on the tip of the tongue there. Chalky on the tip of the tongue as well. Chalky, roasted flavors. Same things I was getting in the aromas. It immediately pushes that bitter kind of feel, espresso, baker's chocolate, all that right up to your hard palate, back into your soft palate, back into your throat. It starts to dry off and finish with a nice kind of a medium fast finish. It's not chewable at all. It kind of has the same mouth feel. Nah, I don't want to go there. I'm not going to go there. It's got its own little mouthfeel, I guess. Earthy, a little biscuity, brown bread, brown sugars, espresso, dark chocolate. Smooth, nice mouthfeel. The body, like I said, is a medium body. Well, I started going in the 10 range. I'm trying to switch some stuff up. You'll see some new stuff in my reviews. I'm going to go more on the a different side of it, so I don't have to do so much editing. But well, there's a lot of editing, but it's stuff I don't want to edit after. I like to just have it done. But anyway, I forgot. I went on a tangent. Forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, 10 out of 10 out of 10. So I look at 7. Here's how I range this. About a 6 to a 10, you're looking at a pretty damn good beer. Out of 10. So I would go with I would probably do a 7.5 on this. 7.5 for sure. It's not a bad beer at all. I would totally it's drinkable, it's crushable, it's nice, it's decent, and I would totally buy some of this again. I wouldn't pay $4 a can for it though. It seems a little irate. But let's see. I gotta go back to you guys. Sorry about that. What about me? I can never differentiate between the bitterness and the acridness. Yeah, there's the word. That's a good word. Palate getting old, I guess. No, and you're right. And I think you brought this up, Paul. You really have to watch your hops that the bittering hops that you're using, working with the acrid or that burnt, highly kiln malts that put off like Black Patent putting off that real nice bitter. You got to work that with your hops because yeah. So I didn't add too much. Since I didn't add that much darker malt, I really only use 2 to 4% of each. I used kind of a double proportion. You'll see. I'll show you. So a good beer, a 7.5 in my opinion. I do want to get to this review. Let's go ahead, or not review, recipe. Sorry. Editing a love-hate kind of thing for me. I know, right? I know. And see, I still edit, but I want to use this program I have that I'm using now because it does a lot of the transitions and stuff. And I can set up everything before and just do my review and be done with it and not have to worry about using a program, splitting things up, blah, 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 blah. But it just gets old really quick. So I got to figure out how to put music behind this thing, though. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, thank you, Sea Life. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Well, you would, unless you just dropped upon my channel, you wouldn't have been subscribed. So I'm sure you saw my bell. So thank you so much for being over here. Let's go ahead and get into the share screen mode. I'm just gonna bring this shit up. That's one thing I forgot to do. Hold on. Let me open my BeerSmith real quick. Hey, it's a bunch of windows. We got some time. I only got one beer I reviewed today, so this review I've already done. We'll just kind of go through it. There, that's up now. Share the screen. All right. There we go. So, is it showing it? Yeah, we'll just go with it. All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. Sorry, I had a problem there. So we're going to go first. Just follow my cursor. We are going. I'm like, oh, dude, hold on. I'm glad I have my phone open. Sorry, everyone. There we go. Let's go down to Sweet Stout. See a very dark, sweet, full-bodied, slightly roasty ale that can suggest coffee and cream. And something else, rather. Change all the stuff. I'm going to do a 10-gallon batch, 60-minute. I already did that. Check this out. Yeah, we're doing single infusion. I don't really need to do all this just yet. It's all good. All right, so milk stout. Here we go. Let's go Maris Otter, go 18 pounds. Oh, I forgot to fucking show you something, man. I'll show it after. That's cool. Maybe I'll do that from now on. Pale malt, Maris Otter, 18 pounds. 10-gallon batch, by the way. And we got 2.75 pounds of Caramel Crystal 60. Which is 12% of the grist. 78.3% of is Maris Otter as the base. And we got 3.3% of the grist, 0.75 black malt, black patent. Just 3/4 of a pound. Whoops. Oh, come on. Right? And then a 1/2 pound of roasted barley. Yeah, if you're adding chocolate, you want to add more roasted barley than chocolate. That's one thing that I was reading. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I read. If you're adding chocolate, you don't have to add chocolate. 1/2 pound of roasted barley. I'll get with the chat after this. Sorry, guys. Hang in there. 0.5 roasted barley, 0.5, a half pound of chocolate, which is the same, I know. Let's just say the same or more of roasted barley if you're adding chocolate. So a half pound of chocolate. Use UK if you can, British if you can. If not, no worries. These are all good modified grains, and they all have similar flavors to some degree, just different coloration. You can see US is 10%, or SRM's 350, where chocolate malt and unit is 100 more on the SRM. So it actually is a difference. So 0.5 and then 0.25 pounds of flaked barley. I'm going for the 4, said 3 to 4 specialty malts, and I am adding 4. We're making this a little more complex. Quarter pound of flaked barley, 2%, 2.2%. Where's fucking barley at? Barley, flaked. Okay. So that already brings us up to 6%, which is the highest we can go. Color at 34.4. I was supposed to be at 5.8. Maybe that'll change. Let's go ahead and add the miscellaneous stuff. Irish moss. I might add like some cocoa nibs to this or something. I don't know. We'll see. And I might sweeten it up a little more, just a little over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. 1.0 at actually, whoops. I want to go 15 minutes on this. And hops, we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Challenger. So the UK 7.5%. Please change your amounts and stuff based for your BUGU balance based on the alphas here. Yeah, because they do change based on how, what the scientists find out when they take them in to get them tested. Challenger, we're going to do 1.5 ounces at 60 minutes. Pellets, probably, but more than likely will be flours. I do like using flours, but I like pellets too. So we'll just have to do some trial and error shit. And then at 45 minutes, which is still okay for the bittering, I think, in my opinion, 1.75 ounces of Fuggles, which has only a 4.5% alpha at 45 minutes. And I wanted to get, the reason I did that is because Fruity Spicy is already coming out of Challenger. So with Fuggle, you're getting that woody ness that I kind of like. So I wanted to get some of that in there. I figured at different temp ranges is in the boil for the bittering, we can maybe get some woodiness out of it. Again, this is all bittering, so I don't know how much it'll impart flavor into the beer. But I think Fuggles, and I know that it might look like a lot, but it is a low alpha. And I do know I'm not using that much black patent or dark highly kiln malts. So it should be okay. 45 minutes. Okay. And then we're going to go 2 packages, which the Y yeast is the slap packs with the nutrients inside of them that you break open. It already has it all. I love Y yeast. I've always liked Y yeast. You let them sit out, you let them bloat after you smack them, and they're great. You don't even need to stir them or anything or get them ready, a night before. They're ready, within a certain time frame. But we're going to go with Whitbread Ale, Y yeast 1099. We'll go down to W. And we're going to go WH, Whitbread Ale, Y yeast 1099. I'll probably do a stir plate anyway, though. I don't know. I might stir them up. So that brought me, actually, it was a 5.7. I thought we were at a 5.8, but 5.7. So what we have is a 5.7 ABV, 34.4 SRMs, 33.5 IBUs, and 1060 is the original estimated gravity, original estimated final gravity at 1017. If everything goes right, we'll get a 5.7% beer, and everything will be good. I will probably age it for a little bit, maybe a couple weeks after or so, just kind of let it kind of, I don't know, it'll be kegged. So I'll put it in my cooler and just kind of let everything settle down, cold crash it. But yeah, that's that. You can see here, they do this. You can print it out. You can save the report, print it. I love BeerSmith. I'll say this over and over and over again. This is the BeerSmith 3.1, version 3. But you can see they lay it all out for you, and it's so nice to have it printed out, put it in your book, and call it good. You don't even have to write anything up. So that's that. Stop the screen. Get back to me. All right. So that's a beer. That's another beer in the books. Never done a milk stout before. So, oh, lactose. Shit, I forgot to add that. Thanks for reminding me. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I fucked that one up, didn't I? I was gonna add more caramel, and we'll just call it a lactose stout, a sweet stout, and not a milk stout. So you can add. You want to add it you can add it at different stages. You can add this during fermentation. You can add it before bottling. You can add it in the boil. Probably at the end is recommended. They say around a half to a pound per 5-gallon batch, but it is also based on how sweet you want your beer. You're not changing your ABV. You're just adding sweetness. It's unfermentable. But if you rely on your malts for sweetness, slightly higher percentage of caramel crystal malt, a higher mash temperature, less fermentable mash, and yeast selection, low attenuating yeast. So as a selection. So it's all, well, however you do it. You have your ways, I have mine. And I haven't even done one of these yet, so I want to experiment. I believe you, but I like, I'll do this. Everyone has their methods. Everyone does their thing, and everyone will learn from their errors, I guess. But definitely it is, different beers are going to call for different sweetnesses too. I mean, if it's a 4.4, I'm not going to add a freaking pound per 5-gallon batch. That sounds like a lot for a low percentage beer. Something that's a little more crushable and lighter, I would just think that would be a little too much. But I guess, I don't know, I don't know. That's just an opinion. So, yeah, so that's that. Last I read it, adds sweetness. It's non-fermentable, I know, and it adds sweetness to your beer. It doesn't add anything to the percentage, doesn't lower it, doesn't up it. It just adds sweetness. Sweetens it up. I just went over all this. So there's my milk stout. I didn't put in the milk, so that's that. But yes, I know I said that too. Here. There you go. Because lactose is unfermentable by brewer's yeast, lactose added to a beer makes the final product sweeter, fuller, creamier. Adding lactose will not change the alcohol content, only the beer's character. The sweet stout does not have to use lactose. You can substitute it by using larger portions of caramel crystal malt. So, no, I'm not teaching. I'm learning with you. But I've spent all morning trying to figure out what all this is all about, and I'm hoping that knowledge will go with me somewhere. So, but I'm not denying what I'm listening to, what you're saying. I mean, I take it into my head. I take everything into my head, take everything into consideration. I am definitely not teaching. This is information found and information learned. I am in the process. I actually have spent all week trying to get into my sister-owned thing, and I will be taking the test in about a week. Been learning quite a bit about stuff. Experience is very helpful. Of course it is. I like hands-on stuff that helps you learn. But knowledge is also knowledge through books, knowledge through movies, things that are going to show you appropriate lessons and stuff that you should look at, rather than a Hollywood form of a movie. But slancha for sure. You can learn in various ways. I've learned, I don't read books. And when I started reading and studying for this, I actually found that through the key points, you can actually learn quite a bit. I fall asleep when I read books. I fall asleep. I just literally I get knocked out. And I don't know what I read. So I have to constantly highlight, look at things, study. I look at it this way. People are going to have their opinions. People are going to have their things, the things they do, the things they say, through their experience, through their knowledge. Everyone has different ways of doing things, and no one's the same. And that's what makes us unique. Listening to people is definitely part of learning. So that's definitely on my list. But the only way that I've ever learned is by doing it. So nah, you know quite a bit there, Brian. You know quite a bit. But definitely, you should take that somewhere. If you know what you know, you should take that somewhere. You should go into contests. You should preach it and go into contests and show yourself off. Get some awards, and I don't know. And that's the way I look at it. If you're going to be a doctor, have certificates saying and licenses saying you're a doctor. If you're going to be a beer brewer, besides just a home brewer, and know a lot of stuff about it, then have some awards to back yourself up. Have some things to, besides just brewing and stuff like that. I mean, get into competitions, be a judge, open your own brewery, be a professional brewer, and this is generalized. This is, go to college and learn a degree in brewing. A lot of the resources that I've found are from very brewers that know what they're talking about. They have a lot of knowledge that they share on their articles and on anything else like books and stuff like that. I mean, it's just amazing. So the world is open. It's a big world, man. There's a lot of knowledge out there. So, but hey, what's up, Craig? Cheers. Jeremy V's in the house. I didn't see you. How you doing, man? Cheers, dude. Cheers. Yeah, it's I don't normally like to tell people how to do things, only because I believe in letting people do it for themselves, figure it out for themselves, do their thing for themselves. But I look at it like this. If someone wants to learn, they're going to listen. If they want to learn, they're going to listen. If they don't want to learn and they want to be stubborn, I am Scottish. I can be stubborn sometimes. Scottish in blood, let's say, in heritage. Yeah, I bet. Come out giant out of your rear end. Spend your whole life perfecting it. Oh yeah, you're not ever gonna perfect it. You learn new things every day. At least I did when I was brewing regularly. And believe me, when I was brewing regularly, I was brewing like every week, no doubt, 2 times a week, constantly getting into it. Bah, 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 bah. I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. Oh my God, I just figured something out new. I just figured that out. Oh my God. Oh, I want to start washing my yeast. Oh, I want to wash yeast. Let's wash yeast. And I got all into that. And I had jars everywhere, and everything. And it's like riding a bike, but now I'm gonna have to learn a new system, and I'm gonna have to learn how to figure things out again. A lot of these beers I've done here, I've never brewed before in my life. I always stuck to IPAs, pales, stouts, porters, your generals, your amber ales, this, that. I never did Belgians or anything like that because I hated them. Never did sour because sours weren't big back in the day. And this is like 10, 12, 13 years ago. A lot of things have changed since then. Hazy IPAs have come out and gone crazy. Milkshake IPAs, freaking... Man, what's the other one that's so damn delicious? The smoothie sours are fucking delicious. Oh my God. Let's do a black and tan, man. Although that didn't make it black and tan, that just made it a brown ale. American brown, because it's hoppy. It was a hoppy IPA. Cascadian black, maybe. Yeah, no, that is so much what is so fun. That is so much what is so fun about it. Yeah, I love learning, man. I love to learn. A tartan tan, maybe. Yeah. That's funny. Shit, man. Talk away, getting on 51 minutes here. All right. Happy New Year. I know someone makes a beer called that, right? Probably. Probably. So I'm slowing down my live streaming. Beer and Cheese was off. Obviously, you saw that. Got to keep this one going because my live streaming will consist of me brewing beer in the short future. So if I stop this, how am I ever going to learn about styles? It's the way I look at it. So I am keeping this one going Wednesdays at 3. Please go check out everyone, though, like Multi Mondays at 8 o'clock Eastern. You'll find out today after Ronald Theriot's show tonight on Wild Card Wednesday. And then you got Beer Chugs at 9 o'clock Pacific. I won't be there. As I said, I'm kind of staying off lives and stuff like that. So like the streaming stuff, just I got no self-control. So that's the way it goes. I'm trying to kind of tone down my drinking. So doesn't mean I can't say hi to you every once in a while or anything like that. But please go to these guys. I will. I'll get over there and share you guys out and stuff as well. Get in the chat and talk to you guys. Food Friday at 8 o'clock is Alex Beermaster. And then John and Nilly's, of course, there's Wednesday as well with Trish's channel with Craft Beer Pours. And Thursday, Craft Beer Pours does their live as well. I think at around 7 or 8 o'clock, somewhere around there, Eastern. Yeah, Thrash, you know what I mean, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I can't say hi. I don't mean to be rude or anything. I got to tone it down. Had some bladder problems last week, so I'll just come out with it. So lower percentage beers, kind of toning it down to about 3 or 4 a night, where it was like 9 or more. So of high percentage beers. So I so miss it, Bamboo. I New Year's is coming. Maybe I won't pass out this time, or I'll have some cushions on each side of me so I don't bust my teeth open. But my lip or my head. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, dude. It's just a time to kind of slow down, My stomach was getting too big. when you can't see anything while you're peeing down there, you're starting to realize things. You're like, yeah. So, John and Newly's Sunday at 10:30 Eastern. Yeah, he's out of Georgia. Yeah, so Eastern on that would be the Stout Sunday and various sorts. I will be going, once I get the brewery, I am having some people under the house to clean that up in the next week or two so that my plumbers can go in and then I can get my electricians in there and stuff like that. So I don't know when, but it is in process. But once I start brewing, I will probably switch over to Friday or Saturday and do an all-dayer, but it would be every weekend. You know, every week I'd brew something new. And that'll be in the morning, of course. I want to do it early and 3:30-ish, 4. So, well, it's about a 4 hour, 5 tops, but 3 to 4 hour, 4 hours, let's say 4 to 5 hour brew sesh. So, yeah, I'm kind of losing weight right now too, dude. I've lost some weight since I've slowed down a lot. Been drinking a lot of water and juice, orange juice, and taking a lot of like bladder and like prostate pills and shit like that. That my wife gave me, natural stuff. I just don't believe in pharmaceuticals, man. I don't like the whole industry. So I don't like that. I won't support it. Unless it's dire and I'm like, I guess I gotta take it. But yeah, so hopefully look out in the near future. We'll get some brew sessions going there. I've got a 4-camera system that'll be going up. You'll see 4 cameras viewing different things at once. So I got to work on the layout though of that and stuff, but nothing's up yet. But all right, so you guys take it easy. We're right at the hour mark. Good to see you, Miscellaneous. Cheers, brother. Cheers, Thrash. Cheers, Brian. Cheers, Brew. Drew. I call you Brew. Brew. I like Brew. Turmeric. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. My wife's giving me a lot of stuff. Not sure if turmeric's involved there, but she knows all about. She's doing her. She studies natural medicine and stuff. She has a big old book. She's been doing going to school for about 2 years. She's a manager at a health food store, and gives me pretty much everything I need. Especially if you're having like a urinary tract infection or something like that, which I don't have, but yeah. Hey man, you guys take it easy. Cheers. All right. I'm out. Let's get my thing up. All right.